Madison with Tax Savvy Refunds Company. You know, I am here today because I have gotten so much feedback from you guys with what you need help on, and it's contacting the IRS. Trust me, I know it's like a headache, right? But I have got the tips that's going to get you the results you need really, really fast. So make sure you stay to the end. Make sure you like this video and share it with someone that needs this information. And not to mention, go ahead and tap that bell and subscribe to my channel. Get the alerts so that you can get the updates as soon as possible. Okay, now that we got that out the way, let's get to it. So you want to know how to change your business information or your business contact with the IRS without having to fill out that form that I showed you in the last video. Okay, I got the tricks and the tips on how to do it. So if you follow these directions just as I say, you'll be very successful. It's only going to take you about 6 to 8 minutes. But what I cannot promise is how soon you'll get to a representative. Okay, I'm going to share with you how to contact them, what to say, and what to do. So now that we're ready for that, the IRS Business Line is 1-800-829-4933. Okay, so it's 1-800-829-4933. Save this number in your phone, write it down in a notepad, do whatever you need to do, screenshot this page, something, so that you can know the exact number to dial. Okay, this is for the business line only, so please do not tie up that line talking about your personal information, because guess what? You're only causing other people to be on hold a long time. Okay, mind you, I was on hold for 40 minutes, so don't worry, just have patience and a charged battery and you'll get there. All right, so when you dial that number, the options that you want to change, or the option that you want to choose, are 1, and then 3. Okay, choose the option 1, and then you'll get another messaging system. It's going to ask you for another option. You're going to choose 1 again, and then you're going to choose option 3 after that. Okay, when you get a representative, you're going to tell them that you cannot find your tax ID paper and you need it for the bank. Okay, make sure you say that. Don't go saying nothing else, because they're going to give you another route and it's going to you're not going to get what you want, right? So do as I say. But anyway, you want to tell them you can't find your tax ID paper and you need it for the bank. Okay, they're going to instantly ask you some questions, and here are the questions. They're going to ask you, what's your mailing address that you had on file when you opened or when you registered for your tax ID or your EIN? Same thing, right? You're going to tell them that. Hopefully you know and you remember, and you better get it right, because then they'll be like, that's not what I see. Can't find it. You have to fill out the paper, right? So make sure you know what you gave them before. Okay, they're going to ask you that once you get past that stage, they're going to ask you a couple more questions. Okay, after you give them the address, you tell them, hey, you know what, that's an outdated address. I would like to update that. Can I do that with you? They're going to say, oh, sure. They're going to ask you a series of questions, and it's going like this. They're going to ask you for the last 4 digits of your social security number, not the business, not the tax ID, but your personal social security number. Okay, they're going to ask you what position you hold. So whatever you put on the application when you started it, that you were the CEO, the manager, the owner, whatever, you tell them that. They're going to ask you, what year did you register for your tax ID or your EIN? Same thing, remember? You're going to tell them that, okay? I hope y'all remember this stuff. This is huge, okay? Now, after you answer those questions, of course, they'll ask you a little bit more, because they want to identify you as the business owner, and they want to make sure they have the right people, because people play too much. Yeah, and they're real slick with the scams. So make sure you guard your information. Okay? They're going to ask you, is this a single member business or a multi-member business? And you're going to tell them, yeah, it's just me. Usually when you filed for your original tax ID, you would have had to put those names and information down. If not, then you're going to say, no, it's just me. So that's a single member, okay? They're going to put you on a hold so they can fix everything after you've gotten all the other things right, okay? Then they'll be back and they're going to come back and ask you, how would you like the form sent to you? Do you want it mailed? Do you want it faxed? What would you like? Now, some bankers, if you really want it for the bank, are going to say, you can have them fax it to us. But if I was you, I ask them to mail it, okay? Now, they will not fax it to a third-party number, but they will fax it to your financial institute. So, if you already have a personal banker or a business banker that you've been working with, then you'll give them their direct fax number. They'll send it to that bank for you. And then you can go get a printed copy from the bank. They don't mind giving it to you. Sometimes in case you lose your paperwork and you already have a bank account, go to the bank and ask for it. But if not, do these steps and you'll be successful, okay? Now, again, I was on hold for about 40 minutes. The entire process took about 6 times. I got disconnected a few times. So I would say maybe 8 times I tried to call and I got it. Otherwise, you can do the form and fill the form out and mail it in and just wait for them to process it. Okay? So this is an easy way to update all the information on there. You can tell them, you can ask them to update your email. You can ask them to update your phone number, your mailing address, all of that. But remember, they're going to ask you a ton of questions to make sure you are you and you are who you say you are, and that we have the right business to send you that information, okay? So I hope this was delightful for you. I'm going to drop all this information in the comments. And if you own a business and you need to get funding for your business, then go ahead and tap into my Get More Funding Challenge, which is 5 days of funding, okay? And I'm going to teach you how to get more funding for your business so that you can grow it and scale it, all right? So that is it for me. Make sure you tap the bell and subscribe to my channel so you can get more tips, tricks, and understanding of the tax world and funding, okay? And how to get through it without the stress and the hassle, okay? That is what I'm here for. I am Lakina Madison, and I hope you enjoyed it. See you later. Make sure you like, subscribe, and if you have any more questions, please comment those questions. I'll come back with the answer in the content, or I'll be able to reply to you directly. Enjoy. Bye.